I have hit the 3-week mark with my 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. I'm still learning a lot about it. The manual is a 640-page PDF, so I'm still working through that. Today, I got to the section about the adaptive cruise control, which I've been using and thinking, oh, it'd be great if it had this feature or that feature, and it turns out it does. And then also the function to turn off the comfort entry assist on the seat, where when you turn the car off and you open the door, it moves back. The only reason you'd want to turn that off is if you had a car seat in the back or passengers in the back, so it doesn't like bind up on them or squish them when you get out before them. And then I'm also going to go over a quick backseat review, because some people are asking if it's big enough for car seats. So that's what today's video is. If those aren't interesting to you, come back on Friday. I'm going to take this out to the trail that was closed last week. It's open now, so I have Friday off. I'm going to take this thing out. It's an 8-mile trail. It's got some fun little obstacles and then some dirt roads, so I'm going to tear that up. I just ordered the Insta360 X4, the new 360-degree camera, so I'm going to see if I can get an entire 360-degree video of that trail. Maybe I'll mount it up to like the hood or the front windshield of my car or something, and then as you move your phone around, you can see to the left or to the right, or you can move down or up. So we'll see if that even works. I've done it one time in a sea cave in Oahu, and the video was kind of cool. It'd be neat to see if I can do an entire like 30-minute video of a trail ride like that, and then you can go to any point and look in any direction. As with all new things, I like to play around with as many functions as I can. I was in the settings in the infotainment screen messing with the adaptive cruise control, and there's an option for it to change what you have set based on the speed limit signs that are going by. Where I live on Route 66, there's an HOV lane where the speed limit is 70, and out on the regular lanes it's 55. So I was in the left lane of the regular lanes going about 67, 68 miles an hour. That's what I have my speed limit set to. And in the system, I told it I'm comfortable setting to 7 miles an hour over. And every time I passed a 70-mile-an-hour sign for the HOV lane, it would bump my speed limit up to 77. And then about a mile later, a 55, or I think it's 55, now it's 60, but a 55-mile-an-hour sign would show up in the regular lanes, so it would slow me down to 62. And it kept going back and forth. So that got a little bit frustrating after a while, but I could see that being extremely useful just when you're driving around town on one of those roads where it's like a 2-lane road going through a town where it's 60, but then it slows all the way down to 30 and then back up to 60 on the other side. So I'm going to keep the feature on, just knowing that it's going to be going back and forth on this one road, but I didn't realize it could do that. I thought to myself it would be cool if it could do that, and lo and behold, I just didn't know to turn it on. And then for all those, one guy who mentioned he doesn't like adaptive cruise control, you can disable the adaptive cruise control altogether and just have it be old-fashioned cruise control, to where if you set it for 70 and the car in front of you is going 60, you will hit it. And I don't know why you would want that, but some people do, so it is an option. I'll do a full video of the adaptive cruise control once I really play with all the different settings. And there's also a limit button that I'm going to mess with, because I thought it was not all that great. I did a little more reading about it in the manual, and I saw a couple settings in here, so I'm going to try to figure out, if you get the settings right, how useful it can be. That's it for now. More to follow. I know this video is a whole lot of me telling you I'm going to do this, I'm going to find out that, but I was pretty excited to see that it will use the speed limits for the cruise control as you pass them. So again, I passed a 70, now it tells me my cruise control is 77, but the flow of traffic is going 61, so I'm going 61. So really, if you're the only person on the road, you could get yourself a ticket, but if there's other people out here, it's going to keep you where you need to go. So I like it, and I'm going to be in this mode from now on, and a Raptor R just passed me, which is awesome. I'm at work. One of my buddies has a car seat, so he let me borrow it to put in here so I could show you. Front seat is set for me, 6'3". I mean, a small kid would not have any issue back here. For a backwards facing seat, I think you'd have to go on the passenger side, because when you turn the car off, the seat actually comes back. There's probably a way to disable that. But I mean, you could definitely fit 3 across, and a regular booster or car seat will fit forward facing, no issue. And then get in and show you how much room a 6'3" person has behind a 6'3" person driving. So here we go. There is a grab handle, so that's kind of nice. All right. So as far as the seat, it's pretty comfortable. I mean, it's cushy. My head is touching up here. I wouldn't want to sit back here for a several hour road trip, but if I was just going to lunch with a buddy who had a Ranger Raptor or a regular Ranger, I'm sure they're the same size inside, this would not be too bad. So I can fit my hands between here. If I slouch, I can make my knees touch, but if I'm just sitting up properly, not a big deal. Seat belt is not adjustable up and down, but for me, it's comfortable. Just right over the shoulder. It's not up on my neck, and it's not down too low where it would be down below my shoulder. Feet, you know, my feet can go under the seat in front of me. It's comfortable. I mean, I could sit back here for a little while. I wouldn't want to sit with 3 people back here, at least 3 people my size. For a mid-sized truck, it's really good. If you've ever sat in a, you know, full-size GMC, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, like a Tundra or a Sierra, or the F-150, you have tons of legroom in the back of that, especially the Super Crew. So there's like the regular 4 doors, and then there's the Super Crew 4 doors. And those are like, it's like a Cadillac in the back. This is not that. You have power back here. You don't have a screen or anything. You can see the screen up there, but you can't watch movies on that anyway. What else? I can't really think of anything else. If you have a car seat that's always strapped in, you will not be able to access the storage underneath the seat. But that storage underneath the seat is tiny, kind of worthless. I would just have a little box of stuff somewhere else. All right, so I'm gonna hop in the back seat here on the passenger side, where the seat is maybe 2 inches further forward than on the driver's side. And I've got a lot of knee room. I could slouch a little bit and be comfortable. If I sit like this, my head is not touching. I mean, I can make it seem awkward and sit up really tall and to my head like that, but in reality, nobody sits like that. So, I mean, my butt's back, my legs have room, my hair's touching, but not a big deal. In reality, if I was sitting back here, I'd slouch down a little bit, and then my head's right at the headrest, and I could sit like this for a really long time. I mean, this is more comfortable than a coach seat in an airplane. And, you know, you got armrest here, armrest here. So I could totally just take a nap. Sitting in this, the right side pushes out a little bit more than the left side. So you've got a little bit of a lean, which is not the end of the world, but I could see after 5 hours back here, you might, if you have any back issues, or if you're just like me, sitting a little bit off for that couple hours could be a little frustrating. Could make, you know, give you a twinge in your back or something. I didn't notice it on the driver's side leaning left. I do notice it on the passenger side leaning a little bit right. So you've seen how much room is on this side. What I want to show you is the amount of storage space you have under the seat. So to get under the seat, you have a little pull strap here, and you have one on the other side too. To pull the back seat down, you only have it on the passenger side. It's not on the driver's side. So you can reach across. I'm a tall guy, and it's still a little bit awkward for me to reach across. Underneath the seat. So when you're putting the seat up, it'll latch. If you hold it by this and try to put it up, it'll just keep coming down, because this has to be released for it to actually go down. For storage, it is not a ton. I mean, I wouldn't put stuff here that you need to access all the time, especially if you're gonna have a car seat or something, but I've got a couple towels, a couple straps, and then an ice scraper. That's it. I don't know what else I'd put back here. And there's almost no storage behind the seat, because you've got your amp over there. This is my subwoofer. The existing subwoofer would have been right there, so you really have no space to put anything behind the seats. If you're going to put car seats in here, you do have the anchors for 3 actually all the way across. So if you're going to put either the forward facing, I guess forward facing are the only ones that use that anchor for, because the rear facing usually is just a base that sits in here, and then it'd be facing backwards. And I am confident that a backward facing baby seat would fit back here without any issue for this. But what I would be concerned about is if you put one on the driver's side, and if you're the driver and you have it set to where you're driving and it fits, that's great. Make sure you turn the comfort entry feature off, because if that's enabled, when you turn the car off and open your door, the driver's seat moves all the way back to the back. Right now mine is set to off, so I can show you this is set for me instead of it coming all the way back. But that could get bound up if you have it set for yourself and your car seat is up against it and it tries to go back. I don't know what features these have to stop. You know, if you crunch something or you could mess up the mechanism. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it has a feature to not to stop if it notices some resistance. Back seat's pretty good. And just to show you the front seat on the passenger side where I had all that room, I'm gonna hop in here and you can see how much room I have over here. Okay, so grab handle on the passenger side. If I knew that there was nobody behind me, this would still be enough, but I might still try to push it back just a little bit. I can go forward more and still be comfortable. I mean, I wouldn't want to be closer than this just because you start to feel claustrophobic a little bit, but this is totally fine, and this gives even more room in the back. So we'll go with this, maybe lean it back a little bit. I wouldn't want to sleep like this, but I could totally sit here for a long car ride, and the seat is pretty comfortable. It's pretty substantial up in the shoulders. A lot of times it's soft or it keeps leaning back, but this actually has some support for your shoulders, and the headrest is in a good spot. Not adjustable. A lot of headrests will go forward and back. This one doesn't, but very comfortable. Yeah, you could fit 3 of me in this truck comfortably, and then 1 other person over there. I mean, I could sit behind the driver, but I wouldn't want to sit there for a long, long time. I could sit here for a road trip. This would be a non-issue. So yeah, Ford Ranger is decent sized. I think all the mid-sized trucks are pretty similar now, but I'm very impressed with this.
It's over!